Tesla's Cybercab is no longer a render on a stage. It is a physical object on public roads, in charging stations, at South by Southwest, and, as of this month, rolling off the Giga Texas production line. Over 500 units are confirmed operating in testing environments. Drone footage from early March 2026 captured 25 Cybercabs across the Giga Texas grounds in a single day. And for the first time, a production intent prototype was spotted up close by a member of the public, a gold-wrapped unit labeled Tesla Engineering Prototype V_001, charging at a Supercharger in San Bruno, California. What it revealed is genuinely worth unpacking carefully. The most discussed detail from the prototype sighting is the steering wheel. Tesla has been explicit since the October 2024 We Robot event. No steering wheel, no pedals, no mirrors in the production Cybercab. Elon Musk said it directly on stage. So, a steering wheel in the prototype seems like a contradiction, until you understand how automotive validation actually works. Every autonomous vehicle program, from Waymo to Cruise, uses manually controlled prototypes during road testing. Regulations require human safety drivers to be able to intervene while autonomous systems are still being validated. Tesla VP of Vehicle Engineering Lars Moravy confirmed this directly, calling the steering wheel-equipped units a remote-controlled fleet used strictly for testing and explicitly not for sale. The Squircle steering wheel visible in some close-up shots is the same unit from the Cybertruck, a parts bin decision driven by availability, not a design statement about the production car. The production intent Cybercab shown at South by Southwest 2026 tells a different story. That vehicle had no manual controls at all. Doors on both sides swung upward and out of the way, opening a wide, welcoming entry with no handles to fumble with. Side mirrors are absent, replaced by cameras handling all visibility functions. A full-width light bar stretches across the rear. Simple Robotaxi graphics on the doors and rear panel make the purpose unmistakable. Staff transported it between display locations by tow, and at one point it was placed inside a display box reading, "Future is autonomous." This is what paying passengers will eventually sit inside, not the Squircle-equipped test mule seen on public roads. Inside that production intent cabin, the design philosophy is as stripped back as anything Tesla has ever built. There is no steering column, no pedal cluster, no driver footwell at all, which means Tesla was free to redesign the floor plan entirely around passenger comfort. Verified details include a floor track seat system that maximizes legroom beyond any other Tesla model, including the Model S and Model X, window controls, and USB-C charging ports repositioned for rear seat passengers, physical door release and emergency stop buttons with Braille lettering for accessibility, and a 21-inch center display, the largest Tesla has ever installed in a production vehicle, serving as the primary interface for navigation, entertainment, and ride management. There is also a large cabin-facing camera and a camera inside the trunk, believed to alert passengers who leave belongings behind. The two-seat configuration is not an arbitrary choice. Tesla VP of Vehicle Engineering confirmed that over 90% of daily trips involve 2 passengers or fewer. The Cybercab is purpose-built for that majority use case, eliminating the compromises that come with designing for every possible scenario. With only 2 seats, the cabin avoids the overcrowding that plagues multi-row vehicles, gives each passenger more personal space, and enables faster entry and exit, a critical operational requirement for a robotaxi service where turnaround speed directly affects revenue per vehicle. The Cybercab is not meant to serve every transportation need. It operates alongside Model Y robotaxis for mid-size trips and a larger robovan for group transport, each optimized for a specific slice of the market. The question of how the Cybercab charges itself is one of the more practically interesting, unsolved details. If the vehicle operates autonomously around the clock, requiring a human to plug in a charge cable defeats the purpose. Tesla's answer is inductive wireless charging, confirmed to be part of the production specification with planned efficiency above 90%. A 35 kilowatt-hour battery, 200 miles of range, and 5.5 miles per kilowatt-hour efficiency form the energy foundation. The early concern that wireless charging incurs significant energy losses, historically 20 to 30% in older systems, has been largely resolved by modern implementations. Porsche's wireless system for the Cayenne achieves around 90% efficiency, essentially closing the gap to wired charging. Buses in some countries are already using wireless charging in regular commercial operation with minimal loss. For fixed robotaxi routes, where vehicles pass over charging pads at designated stops, the system becomes genuinely practical. The regulatory picture remains the most significant open variable. NHTSA safety standards were written assuming every vehicle has a steering wheel, pedals, and mirrors. A Cybercab without any of those requires explicit federal exemptions before it can be sold or operated commercially at scale. As of early 2026, Tesla had not publicly filed for those waivers. A production cap of 2,500 units annually applies to vehicles operating under exemption, a ceiling that would make it impossible for the Cybercab to become the volume driver Tesla needs. However, a recent sighting showed a Cybercab with a federal compliance sticker, suggesting Tesla may be pursuing a regulatory path that avoids the exemption requirement entirely. If that holds, the production ramp could be far steeper than analysts currently model. The door opening mechanism is one of the small details that reveals how thoroughly Tesla has thought through the operational reality of a vehicle serving hundreds of strangers per week. The button system is similar in concept to the Cybertruck, but optimized for the Cybercab environment, more resistant to road grime and ice, more durable under the abuse of continuous, high-frequency use. The Braille labels on emergency controls are part of the same thinking. In a vehicle with no driver and no staff, a visually impaired passenger must be able to locate and activate an emergency stop independently. No automaker has made this a standard production feature before. Tesla appears to be doing it without any regulatory requirement forcing the decision. The thermoplastic body panels visible on test prototypes and the panel gaps noted by the San Bruno observer are normal for pre-production vehicles and say nothing definitive about the final product. Early Cybertrucks shown publicly had similar issues. The gold wrap on the test mule and the deliberate engineering prototype V_001 labeling suggest Tesla is comfortable with public exposure of early-stage hardware at this point in the program, confident that the gap between current prototype and finished production vehicle is understood context rather than a liability. Mass production targeting April 2026 at Giga Texas remains the date to watch. The first unit without driver controls already rolled off the line in February. What happens next is not whether the Cybercab becomes real. It already is. The question is how fast it scales and whether FSD can operate without supervision at the level a commercial robotaxi service demands.